What is up, you guys? It is Mike here, and in today's video we're going to be discussing about the September 2020 ban list that just came out yesterday at the time recording this video. So yes guys, I kind of wanted to just sit down and give you guys a in-depth and detailed discussion about the ban list itself that just came out, rather than just giving you my live reaction, which I know a bunch of other YouTubers have done. So if you want to watch that, go ahead and do so. But I'm just here to give you guys a more brief, well, maybe not brief, but a more in-depth explanation about some of the hits that the ban list has, which surprisingly actually has hits this time, rather than just being cards being released from the list and that's it. So I definitely do give props to Konami for that. But regardless, we're just going to go ahead and discuss about it, give you guys my overall thoughts, and discuss with you guys how I feel this meta is going to be shaping up after this list moving forward. So I'm not going to waste your time, guys. Let's just go ahead and get into it. So as you guys can see, it says that this list is effective here at the top on September 14, 2020. So at the time recording this video, it is currently Sunday where I am. So this list is going to be taking effect where I am starting tomorrow. So but where you guys are, it might probably be Saturday still. So just know that this list is going to be taking effect on Monday. And it says the next update after this will be no earlier than December 15, 2020. So this is going to be a pretty long format, I guess I would say, because the last slip, if I'm not mistaken, was more or less 2 months after for the next ban list. So this format is going to be a little bit longer than usual, and yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. So and if Konami ever does adjust the format by then and starts giving us more hits by them, who knows? Because honestly, if we're being, completely honest here, there's really no incentive for Konami to even be releasing these kind of hits, being that we're in a quote-unquote online format. But still, the fact that they are still addressing cards and that people are having problems with is still something worth noting. So yeah, guys, let's just go ahead and discuss about the hits. So we're going to be starting off with the forbidden cards, and for the forbidden cards here, we have Block Dragon going from 3 to 0, Jet Synchron going from 3 to 0 as well, and Mega Fan Beast O-Line going from 3 to 0. So Block Dragon, this was definitely a card that a lot of players were predicting would get hit if Konami were to be addressing any hits, because let's be honest, guys, no one really expected any hits from this list at all. We were just thinking that Konami would just be releasing a few cards off the list and that's it. But this is what we got. And Block Dragon, obviously, this was a hit because of Adamant's Bear, because their deck can just abuse this card so well. You can equip it off of Union Carrier, you can send it to grave in so many ways, you can search it off of Gallant Grand 9. This card is just really explosive, generates you so much advantage that then Adamanticipator can already take advantage of. And I'm just really happy this card is gone, because being the fact that this card can let you go +3 during your turn and then another +3 during your opponent's turn every time it leaves the field is just mind-blowing to me. And to be fair, I know there are a lot of cards in today's game that can generate you so many more pluses than that, but the fact that this card is being abused this much in just one deck and generates you so much advantage and lets you extend further with your board, it's just crazy to me. So I am really happy this is gone. I would not say that Animancer is dead by any means with this hit. They definitely still are oppressive and can still put up some really big unbreakable boards. Well, maybe not unbreakable, but still really oppressive boards. But with this being gone, it just isn't as just does not I would say generate as much card advantage as it used to. And then for the other two here, Jet Synchron and Oline, I mean, we saw this coming as well. This Synchron engine was being abused everywhere, not only in Eldritch decks, but also in any deck in general that does not need a normal summon and has access to Christian Hockey Fireback. So I definitely saw this coming, and this combo obviously is really just messed up, especially with the fact that Jet Synchron was searchable off of tuning and can help mill your grave and set up your combos that way as well, which is also generating way too much advantage. I think that's more of the reason why Jet Synchron was really good. But to be fair, not a lot of the top deck lists I saw were always running tuning when they were playing Jet Synchron and Online, so you could kind of make that argument. But the fact that this is just a one card Borlo Savage and a Herald of Arclight is just really oppressive to me, and this does kind of hurt my Blue Eyes build that I had sitting here that was taking advantage of this engine. So I kind of feel bummed out about that, but I'm not too worried. I am actually going to be updating it pretty soon, and hopefully by next week or in the next 2 weeks I should have a new list coming up for you guys. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel for when that comes out. But other than that, those are the reasons why they got hit. I'm really happy they're gone. I'm just really happy that Eldritch Synchro is not going to be a thing anymore. And I do not also think Eldritch is dead by any means with these hits. There are still plenty of other Eldritch variants that you can go for, even with the Synchron engine gone. And I know that other people right now are trying to make replacements for Oliant and Jet Synchron. Jet Synchron is a lot more easier to replace with many other different cards, but Oliant is a little bit more tricky, being the fact that it's not there are replacements. I have heard that there is this other Mega Phantom Beast a card that also generates you tokens as well. But other than that, I do not think there's gonna be any more Synchron plays that are gonna be dominating the meta anytime soon. Especially with the fact that these replacements that I found actually warrant you to be playing more bricks in your deck. So other than that, I really do not think Synchron's gonna be much of a problem with us going to this new metagame. And that is it, guys, for the ban cards. Now we'll go ahead and go into the limits. So for the first limit we got here is gonna be Double Iris Magician going from 0 to 1. I'm really happy for Trip. I'm pretty sure by now he's already come up with a really insane combo with this card. And I have heard that this card actually can be abused, was being abused in the past with Skullcabrat Joker, which thankfully is still not back into the game. But other than that, with Double Iris Magician back to 1, I do not think this is going to make Pendulums tier 1 by any means. I mean, it could kind of make them maybe tier 2-ish, I guess I would say. There is definitely the potential for them to be more competitively viable. But if we're going to be honest, regardless of what Trip is saying, I do not think this is going to make them tier 0 or make them the most top tier contender in this form, especially with Election might still be banned. So it's kind of like Pendulum is a shell of its former self without Electromite. But other than that, it's a cute boost to Pendulums, but I do not think it's gonna be dominating today's metagame whatsoever. And then the next one we're gonna be talking about is Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardish going from 0 to 1. I definitely understand where Konami is coming from a business standpoint, considering that they want to sell Phantom Rage and give players more reason to play with Phantom Knights, considering that this is one of their quote-unquote boss monsters of their deck. But this card coming back to 1 does scare me a little bit, especially considering that we have the rank up magic spell at 3 still. Um, this kind of scares me a little bit because we all know, if you've played in previous formats before this was banned, you know how oppressive this card can be, especially in a deck like Orcus, for example. This deck was able to just, with this card being legal at the time, it was able to end on 2 Fog Blades, a Crescendo, ending Girsu during your opponent's turn, and an additional pop with when the Girsu is summoned under Rusty Bardish's arrow. This deck just made it so much better, and to be fair, I do not think that PK Orcus is at full power, especially because Harper is still banned and Mermaid is still banned. But other than that, if any player could potentially find a way to consistently go into Galatea and make that combo go off, then this deck definitely has the potential to be tier 1 again and make a really big impact on the meta, being able to put up multiple negates on the board very consistently with this engine. But other than that, that's really all I got to say. I am very fearful for this card coming back. I understand where they're coming from, being that they want to sell Phantom Rage and, give players incentives to buy the Phantom Raid, the Phantom Knight and Raid Raptor cards. But other than that, I honestly do not know why they brought this back. This is just too crazy to me. And then the next one here we're going to be talking about is Call by the Grave, going from 3 to 1. So I do not know why they would want to hit this. I've seen a lot of people online saying the only reason they hit this was because they want to sell Triple T. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm referring to a Triple Tactics Talent. I think that is kind of the reason why they hit it. But no one has a definitive answer at this point to it. Some players are also saying this kind of puts combo decks in check, because if you're able to hand trap them multiple times during their turn and disrupt their plays that way, it can kind of ruin their combos and have them, have less oppressive boards that way. But in most rogue strategies, kind of like what I play here, like you guys probably see on the channel, this was one of my only really good answers against combo decks when they want to disrupt me during my plays. When they want to like Ash me or Valor me or like Cyber Gear Gamma me. Well, maybe not that, but still like maybe Ghost Ogre me or something like that. This card being hit to 1 really does bother me, and I really don't understand why they had to limit this, because I know this card has been on and off the Banlist for quite a while. Sometimes it's been at 3, it's been at 2, it's been at 1, it's been in so many different places on this list, and honestly at this point I really don't know why Konami would want to hit this, considering this is such a generic answer to hand traps. And yeah, I really don't like this hit. This hit just doesn't seem right with me, and I really want to get a better explanation as to why they would hit this. I know they've done this in the past. I know that Konami has had instances where they actually explain their hits to us once, but other than that, I have not really seen Konami making a trend with that as to like why they're hitting certain cards for certain reasons. So yeah, I don't like this hit. This is just wrong, and yeah, this does not feel right to me. And the next one here, we're going to be talking about the last limit here is going to be Harveys Feather Duster, going from 0 to 1. So when I first saw this, I was freaking out. My childhood was like screaming with joy, because I've been playing with this card for a long time in the OCG, because if you guys don't watch my videos, you would know that I actually live in the Philippines, and I actually, before the pandemic started, I was playing in the OCG metagame, and this card was, just really fun for me to play with there. And the fact that this is now back at 1 in the TCG just makes me really happy, because this is just a really good answer to a lot of back row decks. And obviously this is going to be a nerf to a lot of control decks that, you know, play a lot of back row. And if you guys know, I kind of do like playing control heavy decks, like as you guys can see on my channel, with like cards like Dark Magician, sometimes Gravekeepers, and like many others here. This kind of hurts me a little bit, and it kind of gives me less reason now for me to want to play some of my control heavy decks here, considering that this card is legal again, and especially concerning the fact that we now have like Lightning Storm, Twin Twister, Cosmic Cyclone, and now Harveys Feather Duster. Like, there's just so much hate against back row heavy decks now, especially with this coming off, that it just makes it less appealing for me to want to play any control heavy decks at this point. So I'm really happy this is back. This is gonna be actually pretty interesting to see how this will impact the side deck, because to be fair, I do not see this doing absolutely nothing in the meta, unless for some reason Eldritch dominates the meta entirely and is able to become like tier 0, where everyone needs to main deck this, otherwise they lose. Or if for some miracle decks like Altergeist or Kuru or even True Draco for that matter end up becoming tier 1 overnight, I really do not think this card will be enough reason for you to play in the main deck, because there are just not that many back row heavy decks that are running in the top tables right now, in a lot of online tournaments going on. So I really do not think this is going to be a main deck. However, I really do see this being a really good side deck option against a lot of back row heavy decks like the ones I just mentioned. So yeah, I'm really happy about this, and that's all I got to say about this hit. And that is it, guys, for the limits. Now we'll go with the semi-limits here. And as you guys can see here, we got how many here? We got like 4 semi-limits here. The first 2 being Seer and Graph of the Burning Abyss, from going from 1 to 2. I'm really happy about these 2 hits, because I have a friend here, well, actually I have a nephew here that plays Burning Abyss, and I'm sure he's really happy about this, because it just makes the deck so much more consistent and a lot more viable. I'm still really sad about Mally being semi-limited here, but regardless, I am really happy that these cards are back at 2. It just makes Burning Abyss so much more better. They're obviously not at full power, considering the fact that Beatrice is still limited. If you guys can, you know, look at the list here. But other than that, I'm really happy that they are back at 2, and I can't wait to see how Burning Abyss will impact the meta. I definitely do see them kind of being more of a rogue strategy, especially with all the new cards coming out. This deck is just going to be so much better, and maybe PK Fire may be a thing again, with, you know, Rusty and these other 2 coming back. So I am really happy about these, and I'm curious to see how Burning Abyss will impact the meta. And ABC Dragon Buster and Totally Awesome, from 1 to 2. I mean, I don't know why they had to limit this. If you guys don't remember, the reason why they limited this before was because we were going to Master Rule 5, and I'm assuming Konami thought they would just be these really big, overly powered and like broken cards in the meta that everyone would hate, and that's why they limited. But I really don't feel like there's a good reason for them to be limiting these cards in general. Even putting them at 2, I don't feel will make them that much more viable. I mean, they are fun. They are actually a really fun casual rogue strategy in this metagame, but I really do not see them being tier 1 by any means unnecessary, even with these cards coming back to 2, but still fun nonetheless, and I do respect them for that. And that's it, guys, for the semi-limits. Now we'll go ahead and go to the last part of this video, which will be the unlimits. So the first one we got here is going to be Makira the Destructor. I know there's going to be a lot of old school players that are going to be seeing this and saying like, oh my god, why is this card back at 3? This card is so broken. But do keep in mind, guys, this card actually just got an errata that is actually going to be coming out pretty soon, and from what I've seen online, I believe that's going to be in like 3 weeks. So this card will not do anything with the errata, because its errata states that you need to have it leave from the monster zone, from the field to the grave, and able to use this effect, and you can only activate 1 trap card from your hand instead of like infinite amount of trap cards from your hand with this card. So enjoy it while it's still pre-errata, because at the time of recording this video, it has not officially gotten its errata. It's not been updated in the card database, but other than that, this card's not going to do anything with its errata. It's just really terrible now. And tour guide coming from 2 to 3. I'm really happy about this too. Not only is this a consistency boost with Burning Abyss, but this also kind of impacts my Lair of Darkness deck as well, because I actually do play this in that deck as well, and this card being at 3 out just makes me really happy, and definitely encourages me to update my list, which I will try to do pretty soon. I just don't know when. And then Ivishki Gus Cracking, from going from 1 to 3. I saw this doing some things in some videos online, showing that it could actually hand loop your opponent going first for 5 cards, and the fact that it shuffles the cards back into the deck instead of sending them to the grave for them to expand with their plays. Other than that, I really don't think this card is gonna be too viable. I could be proven wrong someday soon, but with this card being at 3, I really do not think it's gonna be impacting the meta anytime soon. Kind of like how I felt with the Ritual Beast card coming back to 3 as well, like Ultimate Canahawk coming back to 3. It really did not do much, and this card probably won't impact the meta much. We may be proven wrong soon, because hand looping is obviously not fun, but we'll just have to wait and see. Then Pantheism of the Monarchs coming from 1 to 3, obviously really fun. Now, especially considering Monarchs are at full power now, this definitely does give them the edge of becoming kind of like a anti-meta strategy. An anti-meta strategy that can help on combat against a lot of the top tier decks in today's metagame. And considering they're at full power now, makes them that much more cooler, and I might build it soon. I don't know if I want to, but if you guys are interested in seeing that, definitely let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to see if I can get that out. But other than that, I do not think Monarchs are going to be tier 1 by any means, even if they're at full power. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens, but I definitely do see this being a very underrated deck this format. And the last card here, Skystriker Mecha Widow Anchor, coming from 2 to 3. This is not going to do anything for Skystriker in total. I mean, unless you're like I forgot his name. I think his name is Ryan Yu. Unless you're like him, that's able to play through the low intricacies of the deck and understand in its entirety all of its combos. Without Engage, this card just isn't gonna do much for a lot of Skystriker players, and as long as Engage is banned, I really don't care what Skystriker may do. I mean, I know they have gone in a few tops here and there and have seen decent amount of rogue play in the meta, but other than that, I really do not think Skystriker are going to be tier 1 by any means without Engage coming back to 3. And if they ever do, it would have to be within a Arvada or something. But other than that, yeah, Skystriker, really fun. I'm really happy they got a little boost now, but this is far from the fact that they'll ever be able to be top tier again, especially without Engage, and especially considering a lot of their other cards are still limited, like multi-roll and hoarded drones, as you guys can see here. But either way, guys, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be my discussion about the September 2020 ban list that just came out. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and a thumbs down if you didn't, and definitely share it with your friends so that they can hear about the ban list and hear my overall thoughts and discussions. And let me know in the comments below, guys, what you guys think of this list. Do you like it? Do you think this will adjust the meta well, or do you hate it? Do you think it's just not gonna do much for today's metagame? I definitely would love to hear your thoughts this time and get our discussion going here. And if you guys do want to see more content like this or see anything else in general on my channel, then definitely subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bells so you guys don't miss out anytime I upload videos. And that is going to be it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Skystriker 45 signing off.